What's going on, guys? Bigfoot here from Team Playmakers. I'm here with Playmakers' own Sebastian Crawford and the captain.
Hello, everyone. I'm out here today because I made top 64 at Nationals with Plunder Patrol.
All right, what was your final record, by the way?
Minus top 64 loss, it was X2-1.
Okay. All right,
so,
let's go.
It was 11 rounds, so 8 wins, 2 losses in a draw.
All right, let's go ahead and get into it.
We're going to start with the non-plunder cards first. 2 evenly match, just because I don't like dealing with back row. I like simplified game state. And one ofs, Harpy's Feather Duster, I hate back row. Called by the Grave, no. Terraforming, search the best field spell in the game that isn't Mystic Mind, but we play one anyway, just in case we need to get more resources for the later game. 1 copy of Change of Heart and Mind Control. I like getting cards out of the way, taking them, and then linking them away with my monsters, or synchro summoning even, and getting bonuses out of it. 2 Dark Ruler No More. We also have, just turn everything off. 2 Pot of Desires, because we have a ton of copies of a majority of our Plunder cards. 3 Triple Tactics Talent. This card came in very well, just being, most of the time I used it for the draw effect. I did use it to take 1 monster though, which was a Noyi. Overlaid my own monster, Plunder monster with it, and made Bahamut Shark Toad. So that was fun. We also have 3 Forbidden Droplets. Pairs very well with Plunder Patrol. If you're going to play it, you're going to need this card no matter what, and it's always worth picking up. And also stop Scythe and all the shenanigans.
This card acts as an extender sometimes too, because you just need to get extra plunders out of your hand to keep pushing.
In order to provide more resource management and more games.
She's right on it.
And then my favorite card of the whole tournament, Raigeki. This card probably blew out more people than expected, especially when you paired it with Cypher Gamma and Ugly Driver the Brick. But opening these 2 against Hulk Scythe combo is probably the best thing to do. Just because they never expect it. Dropping this, they'll try to negate with Baron. Dropping the Gamma on it just clears the board, and you get to go for OTK right there.
Yeah, and that's any combination of Droplet,
Raigeki, Gamma. Just as long as you have this card plus anyone to stop it, you can win. Good card for good. And then from there, we have the Plunder lineup in the main. 3 Whitebeard. Pilot, so he summons from the extra deck, and he's also, when he hits graveyard, summons a Plunder from main deck. Golden Hair, or 1 card Blackbeard. Basically, she's an extension from the a body that summons from the graveyard or hand, depending on the situation that you're currently dealing with. 3 copies of Black Eyes, the Plunder Patrol Sea Guide. Targets 1 engraved, summons out, and returns that monster engraved. So basically you're able to extend, use droplets, for example, send white, get a body out, use this, get that Whitebeard back, and then proceed to go for more damage. 3 Bluebeard. I love this guy. Every time you normal summon him with Black Eyes in hand, it's usually such a great time, especially getting rid of cards that are useless or not good for that matchup. And also just pitching him away and getting certain cards that are necessary to stop the opponent is just awesome. So, great card. Love him. 2 Redbeard. As much as I love this card, 2 would usually be the max amount I'd be running, unless it's more of a slower variant. He's another pilot, and when he goes to grave, he targets a Plunder on the field and equips himself in the graveyard to that monster. So it provides more resources, an attack boost, anything you need, really.
This card combos really well with Droplet as well.
If you're able to have him on field with a Droplet set, you chain his effect 1, chain Droplet 2, sending him to grave. So you still get a negate out of the way, you get him to avoid whatever might be coming. His effect will resolve summon a ship, and then he'll re-equip onto that ship, making it so that card is a quick effect once again. So very strong. Just not a 3. From there, 3 Shipyard. Best field spell in the game, no doubt about it. Being able to discard a card every turn to just add any Plunder card from deck to hand is insane. It's got Grave Recursion, so if there's a Plunder card in Spell and Trap Zone, you get to bounce it back and reset it. So this card pairs well with Droplet as well if you're trying to avoid, say, another Droplet or another effect that might be getting in your way that's spell related. And it just boosts all your guys for each Plunder card in the Spell and Trap Zone. So I had a monster at over 5,000 at one point in the tournament, and that was my fire ship. So definitely worth running this card. You cannot play Plunder without this. And then we have the 3 one-of Plunder back row. Plunder Patrol shipping. Fusion spell, normally for the Plunder monsters, like Poly. And then if it's engraved, you can banish it from grave, target a Plunder monster, and equip it with either another Plunder monster from their main deck, or Emblem of the Plunder Patrol. So this card's very, very fun. I'm going to try to play more of these in the future if I can. Basically, monster that's equipped becomes untargetable and it gains 500. Okay. The secondary effect is a trigger effect to where you can send it from field to grave, and you summon a Plunder from your extra deck with an attribute on either side of the field or either graveyard. Then the monster that was equipped becomes an equip to like that new monster, and it gives them a 500 boost as well. So out of nowhere, you're able to, like, I was able to out a Vanity's Ruler just with Emblem, Shipyard, and a Whitebeard. Being able to run over it and then continuing to do plays and prevent the Drytron player from winning.
The fact that this card gives the attack boost after it leaves the field, when it equips the monster that you equip with the emblem to the new monster from the extra deck, it confuses a lot of people. They're not really quite sure how much attack your guys have until you're in the battle phase and they're like, wait a minute, how much does this attack? You know what I mean? So,
and then usually it catches them off guard, but it's more along the line of just like free summon from the extra deck. Yes, please. You can open any of them. Any Plunder monster and emblem, you will always have Blackbeard at the end of the turn.
The other thing too is these two cards combo really well together in the graveyard. You can banish this, equip a monster that you need, like a Black Eyes, and then if this card's in the graveyard, you can bounce the Black Eyes back to your hand. So it almost works as a pseudo Rhoda, like reinforcement to the army for the deck. So it's really good.
A little bit of setup, but a lot of work.
Yeah.
But it's definitely worth it. And then everyone's favorite card, Plunder Patrol Booty. Call of the Haunted. But you have to be able to target a monster opponent controls. You change the attribute of that monster, and then you either shuffle back or revive. And it's once per turn during either player's turn, so you can constantly just keep summoning more and more and more and snowball out of control.
Yeah, if you're resolving this card even once or twice, you're winning the game.
Yep.
There's zero chance you're losing it.
The card is very nice. And that's with the Plunder engine, with everything else. Now let's go to the side deck.
Main deck 40?
Main deck 45.
45.
So we had very, very similar lists. We were gonna play like the Kaiju variant at first.
Unfortunately,
we played the same Plunder lineup, but our board breakers were slightly different. He liked evenly matched. I like Dark Hole, so that's pretty much the only differences between our decks.
Yeah.
And I bubbled day one, by the way. So,
but you know what, you did pretty dang well with the Plunder Patrol. What you had from there.
Do I have a deck? All right, go ahead.
3 Nibiru. This was the only hand trap besides Gamma that I felt necessary, just because the majority of the time, like, players don't expect this card, and being able to go being able to go into your extra deck and drawing it during the opponent's turn is awesome. So, like this card for now. From there, we have 3 Twin Twisters. Card's good to get rid of back row, and being able to pitch Plunder monsters or cards to get more resources in grave works very well. Also, I don't like Flaunderies, so that's in there for them. And then from there, we have 3 Dimensional Barrier and 3 Anti-Spell Fragrance. Even though this deck is a hard-going second deck for now, being able to call your opponent out and try and see them go, oh, he wants to go second, they can go first, and dropping this on them is awesome. This card's real. Like, Anti-Spell Fragrance is the most commonly cited card for a good reason. And D-Barrier, being able to stop Synchro Summons with all those health decks and Harbinger and all the shenanigans, it's not worth it. It's worth it. And then we have the other 3 cards. So this is a bit of a spicy card. Pride of the Plunder Patrol. So the only real reason I used it was for the extra deck rip. You're able to, if you control a Plunder, you send it from field to grave as cost. You can even do it on activation as well, so trigger it right away. And you look at the extra deck and you send something to grave, giving you access to your attributes that you want for that turn. So if it's like, this is mostly for Flander because everyone runs Zeus. Now, like, if you're not running Zeus and Flander, it doesn't make sense. And then 1 red reboot. Never resolved this card this weekend, surprisingly, but it's there just in case, you know, Eldritch or any back or either deck presented a problem. And with that, next we're going to go to the extra deck itself. So non-plunder cards first. 1 All Mirage, 1 Geonator, All Mirage with just with Golden Hair, you're able to link away and make Blackbeard with just this card as well. Unit is here for the bait and switch combo, so being able to take 2 monsters at once is nice. And because you're playing Nib, you're able to just link into this, take whatever you gave them, and then kill them with it. One Scarlight came up a couple of times just so I can go out of the way, blow up the rest of the board that was left in an opponent's field, and then swing in for game. Like, this came up a lot more than it should. Dragite, spell and trap negation, very simple, and because you have Nib, you do have the option of milling away once you're like lower on resources with the Plunder engine, because it's that consistent. And then of course, Bahamut Shark with the infamous Totally Awesome that hopefully doesn't get banned. This came up a couple of times. This is more for protecting like anti-spell, a G-barrier, or just preventing from your opponent from playing. And on your average end boards, you're able to end with like Toad and Blackbeard, of course. So being able to go Toad, negate, take, and then get a Plunder back from the graveyard makes it so he's live all the time to get all your ships out.
Yeah, it's really cool. When you're forced to go first, you're still able to make this even if you don't side properly. And it allows you to kind of overextend your entire hand because you're always going to get a Plunder back to your hand with Toad. So you're not scared to like overcommit to the board, right? You don't have to like save resources in your hand. It's really strong.
So of course, 3 of the captain himself, Blackbeard. Probably one of the best cards ever made. I love this guy. Being able to use your ships, which will be out in a second, and avoid things such as imperm or various targeting effects makes it very strong. And for the ships, of course, we have 2 Brand, 2 List, 2 Moiric. This was a good ratio. I never felt like I ran out of resources when I needed it. Just to make it very simple for these guys, Monster Effect, Negation, and Destruction, Cosmic Cyclone, and Karma Cut for monsters. The big difference between all of these, though, is that these 2, when they have equips, become quick effects. When he has an equip, he adds any Plunder card from deck to hand. And then they also have a bit of trivial effects that are a bit different, that verify them a bit more.
They definitely come up, but they're not as common. Yeah, they definitely come up there.
Like List is the one that comes up the most, which is Summon from Hand or Spell and Trap Zone. So you're able to put more onto the board and go for game, or you're able to combo off and proceed to create more like advantage for yourself. Or if you have to, and you have something in the Spell and Trap Zone or hand, make a Blackbeard out of it again. Because he is any 2 monsters, including a Plunder Patrol monster.
These 2 loop each other quite often.
It's very nice. Like, you can make this with anything. Like, taking, like, people's monsters in mind control, talents, or change of heart, makes it so, like, he always comes out. You just need 1.
So, just a little bit of theory right here, like, as far as the cost of card. So, this card takes 2 cards to make. When you summon this card, he comes back here. And then List will summon him back. So now you have the 2 cards you put in to make him. You have 2 cards back for him, and you got to draw cards. So you got an extra card. So and then on your opponent's turn, the following turn, you get to do the same loop again. You get to draw another card and summon another monster. So summoning this guy and then summoning him is like a +3 automatically almost.
It's very nice. With that in mind, List's summoning effect. Bran is an attack booster to all of my other fiends on field. And he does stack, so if you have 2, they're both getting 5, and then everyone else is getting 1,000, making the boards very scary very quickly. No one likes getting hit with Obelisk the Tormentor, or something with 4K. And then 2 Moiric. Moiric's special effect is only when he has Xyz material. He's basically like Dingirsu for all Plunder cards. So if your opponent tries to Dark Hole, or even Harpy's Feather Duster, your back row, you can easily just attach a material and protect everything. My favorite play with this card is definitely the Sicilian play, Sicilian defense. Having 2 Xyz materials plus emblem makes it so he's untargetable and can't be destroyed twice in a row. Like, it just makes it such a strong defense. It's very annoying to get him.
Yeah, and again, it's like Ding, so this card can protect the emblem that's protecting the Mork, so it's kind of just, yeah, it's really
very
nice
nice
to get around, yeah.
And with that in mind, that's the whole list.
Shout out.
Alright, any notable rounds first?
Notable rounds in terms of
Anything.
I mean, like, my matchups are interesting. I didn't play against a single Flandreese. That I can say. And I can happily say. That's probably one of the most annoying matchups in the world for the deck, but we can play through it with the text we have. Anything notable besides that? Played against a Live Twin guy. He was cool. That deck was really interesting, round 3. And then What else? There was Pack, of course. We had a good match there. Droidtron player, I was able to beat him in under a minute. So that was like under a minute in terms of before time was called, and I was able to go for game, which was cool. All I gotta say is that for the future of Plunder Patrol, we're actually looking a lot better than we thought with Power of the Elements, and I will definitely be able to prove that next time.
All right, any shoutouts?
Of course, shoutouts to Team Playmakers, of course, best team in the Yu-Gi-Oh community. If you're going for any other team, I don't know what else to tell you.
Adam and Jack, best sponsor.
Oh, definitely so. And also, shout out to the Shipyard, Plunder Patrol Discord. If you're looking for help, in the description there's going to be a link to our Discord server. We're there for both casual and competitive players. And if you want to find out any information, if you want to just learn, tag me in the general chat. I'll always be there to help.
All right, thanks, man.
Of course, and have a wonderful day.